Hello, boys. Hello, girls. How are you? Hope you are well. Hope you are safe. So this afternoon, we carry on with our math lesson. Okay, carry on with our math lesson, and then we'll look at the revision of term 3 work, and then we'll be looking at paper 2. Remember, in the assessment we had on Monday, most of our work were paper 1 work. So we'll be looking at paper 2 now. Okay, paper 2 we'll be looking at now. So we'll be looking at revision of term 3 and paper 2. And what will we be doing? Be solving problems. Okay, be solving different questions. All right. Right. Now the first one, let's say this in the diagram. P equals angle Q equals to 30, angle R2 equals to 110, angle PR equals to SR. Again, angle Q equals to 30 degrees. We can see that angle R2 equals to 110, angle R2 is 110, and then PS is what equals to SR. So that PS is equals to PR is equals to RS. So this is an isosceles triangle. So PR equals to RS. Now determine with reason the size of the following angle P1. What is the value of your angle P1? What will be the value of P1? How do you find P1? So if PR equals to RX, if PR equals to RX, then that means this is an isosceles triangle. That means this angle and the opposite angles, angles opposite equal sides are equal. That's the theorem regarding what isosceles triangle. That in isosceles triangle, the opposite angles are equal. Because the opposite sides are equal, because PR equals to SR, that means what? Opposite angles must be equal. We say angles opposite equal sides. Angles opposite equal sides are equal. So we say what? Basically, P2 must be equals to S1. P2 has to be equals to S1. So therefore, if everything is 110, so 180 minus 110, that will give us what? So the three angles P2, R2, and S1 must give us 180. So and then P2 and S1 are equal. So we say 180 minus what? 110, that gives us what? 70. So because the two are equal, we divide both sides. We divide the 70 by 2 to get 35. That means here will be 35. Here will be 35. I hope you understand that. I hope we understand that our yes, what's that? What the topic is just revision of term 3 work. Revision of term 3 work. So we're solving questions. Okay, we're solving questions. Okay, right. I'm doing paper 2 questions. All right, guys. You can ask a question as we have. So again, in the diagram, Q equals to, so we understand this because these three angles must add up to 180. If these three angles must add up to 180, that means angle R2, angle P2, and angle X1 must equals to 180. So if here is 110, and then we do that PR equals to XR, that means this angle must equals to this angle. Okay. And therefore, we're going to say 180 minus 110, and that'll give us 70. 70 divided by 2 will give us what? The value of P1. That will give us the value of P2. Okay, that gives us the value of P2 and what? S1. Okay, but we have to find what? P1. How do you find P1 here? So how do we get P1? So because our S1 is what? 35. We say X1 is 35. And then there is 30 degrees. So to find P1 now, and also P2 is 35, don't forget. P2 is 35, X1 is 35. So these three angle Q and angle S1, and this whole angle must also give us 180. That's another triangle. Q, X1, and this angle P must give us 180. So there's 30, there's 35, and there's 35. So what is P1? So P1 will be, we add everything together. So the three angles, some of the interior angle of the triangle must be 180. So we say 30 plus 35, that gives us 65. 65 plus 35, that gives us 95. So So 180 minus 95, that was 85. So that means P1 is 85 degrees. Do you understand? So P1 is 85 degrees. I hope you understand that. Okay. Now, what are P2 now? So our P2 will be equals to 35 degrees. We already calculated our P2. How to find our P2 is saying these two and these three must add up to 180. So 180 minus 110 give us 70. 70 divided by 2 give us P2. And then to find our P1, we're saying we can simply find our P1 by using exterior angle. The exterior angle equals to sum of opposite interior angles. Don't forget. This triangle PQR is a triangle. So this R2 is an exterior angle of the triangle PQR1. Okay, so exterior angle of the triangle equals to sum of opposite interior angle, meaning if you add P1 and what? This, it must equal to this. So exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the opposite interior angles. Okay, exterior angle of a triangle must be equal to sum of the opposite interior angles. Okay, right. So we're going to say 110 minus what? 110 minus 30 will give us what? 1 minus 30 will give us what? 9. What is that? 110 minus 30 gives us what? 80. 110 minus 30 gives us 80. So basically, our P1 is actually 80. Our P1 is actually 80. Okay, our P1 is what? 80. Because exterior angle is equal to sum of opposite interior angles. So P1 plus Q equals to R2. P1 plus Q equals to R2. Exterior angle equals to sum. Exterior angle is equal to sum of opposite interior angles. So these are the two interior angles. So 30 plus P1 must give us 110. So P1 equals to 110 minus 30, and that's what? 80. So now to find P2 is pretty easy because Rx equals to, because PR equals to Rx, that's an isosceles triangle. So we're saying this will be 35. So basically here is what? 35. So our P2 is 35. We're going to say 180 minus 110, that is 70. 70 by 2 is 35. So 35 here as well, because the two sides must be equal, the two angles must be equal. So our P2 is 35 and our P1 is 80. I hope you understand that. Any question? All right. So P1 plus P, we do understand that. So P1 equals to P2 equals to X1. We say P2 equals to X1. Why is P2 equals to X1? Because angles opposite equal size. Angles, this is more for angles. So this is statement. Must send out to give your reasons. Angles opposite equal size. So because we are told that the two sides are equal, because we're told that what? That PR equals to SR. So if these are equal, then the two angles will be equal. So therefore, and the P1, P2, R2, S1 must equal to 180. P2, R2, S1, P2, R2, S1 must equal to 180. That'd be what called the interior angle of a triangle. The interior angle of a triangle. Okay, and then from there, we get our P2 as 35. Okay, now let's go to the next question now. Let's go to another question here. All right, going to another question. In the quadrilateral ABCD, AD is parallel to BC. AD is parallel to BC, and B angle B equals to angle D. Prove that ABCD is a parallelogram. AB in triangle ABCD, AD is parallel to BC. AD is parallel to BC. You can see that. And angle B equals angle D. Angle B equals to angle D. Okay, angle B equals to angle D. Prove that ABCD is a parallelogram. How do you prove that ABCD is a parallelogram? Now, to prove ABCD is a parallelogram, you need to know what are the properties of a parallelogram. What are the properties of a parallelogram? So parallelogram, one is that what? Opposite sides are what? Equal and parallel. Opposite sides are equal and parallel, meaning AD and BC must be equal, and then they must be parallel. Also, AB and DC must be equal and parallel. Then it's a parallelogram. So how do you prove that? That's how we have to prove ABCD to be parallelogram. So we must prove that what? AD and then BC are equal, and then they are parallel, or that AB and DC are equal and parallel. So how do you do that? So given that what? Given that AD is parallel to this, so an angle B equals to angle D. So how are you going to prove that? So we can say, first of all, angle D, we're going to consider this as two triangles now. Consider this as two triangles, triangle ADC and triangle ABC. Okay, triangle ADC and triangle ABC. Okay, so what to prove now? So first of all, we were told that angle B equals angle D, that is given. So angle B equals to angle D, given. Okay. Okay, so angle B equals to angle D, that is given. Then also AC. AC is what? AC is common. AC is common. Okay, if AC is common, then that means the AC run between what? The AC for ABD is empty for AC for the ADC. Okay, so now what thing can we say there now? So we say this angle is equals to this angle, and then this line is parallel to this line. So if this line is parallel to this line, what can we say about these two angles? What can we say about these two angles? What can you say about angle A2 and the angle C1? So because these two lines are parallel, that means angle A2 must be what? Equal to angle C1. Why? Alternate angles. Remember, alternate angles. So angle A2 and angle C1 are alternate angles, and alternate angles are equal. Why? Because we were told that these two lines are parallel. So angle A2 and angle C1 are equal because they are alternate angle. As also angle, we can say that A1 equals to A2 because we are not told that these two are parallel. If AB is parallel to DC, then we can say therefore that A1 equals to C2. If AB equals to DC, therefore A will be what? Alternate toward DC, but we're not told that, so we're not going to assume that. We're only told that what AD is parallel to BC. So these are the only two parallel lines we have. So we can only conclude that what this angle here is equal to this angle here. So what can we say now about the triangle? So first of all, we're saying what? Angle B. We are looking at two triangles here. Don't forget, you're looking at angle ABC and triangle ADC. So in triangle ABC, we say angle B and angle D are equal. That is given. B and D are equal, given. AC is common, a common line, and also angle A1 is equals to angle C2. So therefore, what can we conclude with that? So now we have what? Two angles equal and one side. We have this angle. When we are looking at ADC, when we're looking at ADC, our angle A equals to angle B. And then in ABC as well, this angle here is equal to this angle here. That means we have these two angles, this and this, equals to this and this. We have two angles and one side. So we use our congruency. Basically, you try to prove congruency. So you see what? Angle, side. We say what triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC. Based on the reason being angle, side. Or call what? Angle, side, angle. Okay. That is one of the rules of congruency. So we can say these two triangles are congruent. Congruent means what? They're exactly the same thing. So we say triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC because angle B is same thing as angle D, angle A1 is same thing as angle C2. Therefore, angle C1 equals to angle A2. And therefore, side AD will be equals to side BC, and sine AB is equal to sine DC. And because this side here is common. So they are congruent, they are exactly the same thing. So therefore, we can see now, so because we have proved the congruency, they can say that what? This here is equals to this here. So that means the opposites are equal. And then because we already proved that they are congruent, that means angle A2 is now equals to angle C1. That means they are also alternate angles. And then A1 is equals to C2. That means what? This line, if A1 is equal to C2, that means AB is also parallel to DC, because these two angles are at alternate position. So if both of them are equal, that means this line must be parallel to this line. So therefore, we are saying AB is equals to DC and they are parallel. And we are told here that what? BC equals to AD, they are parallel. So therefore, it's a parallelogram. You understand? Okay, let's see now. So you say in triangle ABC and CDA. ABC and CDA. ABC and CDA. So the triangles, what we have just explained, just to go over the solution with us. So angle B equals to angle D. We're told that is given. Angle B equals to angle D. That is given. That is okay. And then AC is common. AC is common. We can see that AC is common. Okay, that's another point. Then C1 equals to A2, alternate angle. C1, angle C1 is equal to angle A2 because this line is parallel to this line. So this must be equal, alternate angle. So therefore, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA or ADC. You understand? So therefore, triangle ABC is congruent. These triple horizontal line means what? Congruent. ABC is congruent to triangle CDA. So based on what? Angle, side. So if they are congruent, that would mean that what? AD, if they are congruent, that means that what? AD is equals to BC. And also AB equals to DC. Okay, so AD equals to BC, and therefore ABC is a parallelogram. You understand? So ABC is a parallelogram. Do you understand? You can ask a question if you have got any. You can ask a question if you have got any. Okay. Now go to the next one. In the quadrilateral, question 7. In the quadrilateral, diagonals AC and BD bisect at O. Diagonals in the quadrilateral, diagonals AC and BD bisect at O. AC and BD they bisect at O. If AC equals to 4xy, if AC is equals to 4xy, and BC is equals to x squared plus y squared, and BD, the whole of the length, this BD equals to x squared minus 2x squared minus 2y squared. Prove that ABCD is a rhombus. Prove that ABCD is a rhombus. Okay, they say again, in the quadrilaterals, diagonals is this diagonals AC and BD bisect at O. So AC is 4xy. AC, this diagonal AC is 4xy, right? And then BC, this length BC is x squared plus y squared. And BD is 2x squared minus 2y squared. Now prove that ABCD is a rhombus. So what are the properties of rhombus? So what are the properties of rhombus? The property of rhombus is that what? One, that all sides are equal. We can prove that if you can prove that all sides are equal, then it's a rhombus. So in a rhombus, all the sides are equal. That's the first thing. And then another point is diagonal bisect each other. Diagonals bisect each other, meaning diagonal AC bisect diagonal BD, and diagonal BD bisect diagonal AC. Therefore, AO equals to OC. Also, BO equals to what? OD. AO equals to OC. BO equals to OD. Okay, so that's another property of a rhombus. So the third property is what? Diagonal bisect each other at 90 degrees. So the third angle is the third point about rhombus is diagonal bisect each other at 90 degrees. That means here is 90 degrees, the angle here is 90 degrees, the angle here is 90 degrees, the angle here is 90 degrees. Another property of rhombus. Okay, and then diagonals also bisect the corner angles. This angle equals to this angle, this angle equals to this angle, this angle equals to this angle, this angle equals to this angle. So diagonal bisect the corner angles. Okay, those are the properties of a rhombus. Now, so given all this, now how do we prove that this is a rhombus? Now we have AC. Now we have AC, this length of diagonal. We have this AC, and then we have what? BC. We have this length, we have what? This length. Okay. And then we have what? BD, this O length. We have this length, AD. We have this length, BD. So that means we have this here. Okay. And then we have this. And then we also have what? Length BD. Okay. So what can we say here now? So what is it we can infer from here? So I'm knowing that these angles here are, the angles here are what? 90 degrees. Okay. So what we can say therefore that what? That AD, that's we have BC, right? We have BC. We have this O length BC. Okay. We have this O length BC. Also, we have this length AC. So now let's try to work with a triangle now, because we know this angle here is 90 degrees. The angle here is 90 degrees. So let's try and work with a triangle. Let's work with a triangle. So working with a triangle, so we can get that what? What will be our length OA? What will be our length OA? And our length OC? Our length OA will be what? Half of what? Half of, because they say what? AC, we're told that AC bisects BD at O. AC bisects BD at O. Okay. AC bisects BD at O. So that means we can know this length here. So if we divide it by 2, we're going to get this length. We can also get this length. So we have the whole of BD as what? 2x squared minus 2y squared. So if you factorize this and divide by 2, to factorize here, you have 2 factorize that, they're going to be 2 into bracket x2 minus x1. No, 2 into bracket x squared minus y squared divided by 2. So that gives us the length of OB. So you can have length of OB, okay, and you can also have length of what? AC. You understand? So how to get length of OC? We divide what? 4xy by 2. Because AC is what? 4xy. AC is 4xy. So half of it, because it bisects means you divide it to 2 equal halves. So this one will be what? 2xy. This also what? 2xy. So OC is what? 2xy. So OC is 2xy. And then OB is what? Going to be x squared minus y squared. Because we're going to divide it by 2. This BD, this is the whole of BD. BD, this whole length is what? 2x squared minus 2y squared. So if we try to divide it by 2, because this bisects this length. So now if you divide this by 2, so how are you going to divide it by 2? You factorize this, you take out 2 bracket x squared minus y squared, then divide by 2. The 2 cancels out the 2, so we have what? X squared minus y squared. So this length here is x squared minus y squared, and this here is what? 2xy. So, and then we have this here as well, as what? Our BC as what? X squared minus y squared. Okay. So now we now have to now prove now. Let's see, there's a question there. Okay. All right. So x squared now, what are we going to do then? Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Okay, 1 minute there. So now we're saying there is BC here is x squared minus x squared plus y squared, and then this here is what? This here is x squared minus y squared, and this is what? Xy squared. So, and then it's 90 degrees. You just have to prove that, use Pythagoras to prove this angle here is what? 90 degrees. There will be your hypotenuse, there will be your opposite, there will be your adjacent. We have to prove that this squared plus this squared must equal to this squared. Okay, so if this squared plus this equals to this squared, then we can then say that it's a rhombus. So basically, OA plus OC equals to 4y. So OC equals to 2xy. So we say our OC equals to 2xy. OC equals to 2xy. OC is 2xy because everything was 4xy, right? And then OB equals to what? X squared minus y squared, because we factorize this, we have 2 brackets x squared minus y squared divided by 2, we have x squared minus y squared. So OB equals to x squared minus y squared. So OB equals to x squared minus y squared. So OB equals to x squared minus y squared. So here we have 2xy, here we have x squared plus y, x squared minus y squared. And then now say this here is what? 90 degree. So 90 degree means what? This triangle OBC is a right angle triangle. So whereby hypotenuse squared must equal to opposite square plus adjacent squared. Okay, and then we prove that, and then that will tell us that it's actually a rhombus because the diagonal bisect at each other. So if you do that now, I'm going to have what? X squared minus y squared all squared plus what? 2xy squared. So when you open this up, we're going to have what? X power 4, 2x squared y squared plus y power 4. Meaning if you open what? X squared minus y squared up, only this one here. When you open it up, you will have what? X power 4 minus 2x squared y squared plus y power 4. Then our OC is 2xy all squared. So when you square all this one, gives you 4x squared y squared. So and then from there now we can, if you combine this to this alike terms, then you're going to come to this amount. And then your hypotenuse was what? Our hypotenuse was x squared plus y squared was our hypotenuse. Our BC was what? Our BC was x squared plus y squared. So we are trying to say hypotenuse squared equals to opposite squared plus adjacent squared. So if hypotenuse squared equals to opposite squared plus adjacent squared, that tells you that is a rhombus because there is what? 90 degree. And only in rhombus, the diagonal bisect each other at 90 degree. Okay, so we're going to prove that the two opposite squared plus adjacent squared give us what? X power 4 plus 2x squared y squared plus y power 4. And then our hypotenuse, which is x squared plus y squared all squared, will also give us the same thing. That means what? The hypotenuse, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the square of the opposite plus the square of the adjacent. And that proves that our diagram, our quadrilateral is a rhombus. Do you understand? Our quadrilateral is a rhombus. Okay, now let's go to the other one. Yes, there's a question there. Can you please share the PDF? Okay, right. So we look at that. Okay, guys. But how do I share it, Prince? Okay, let's see them. Now let's see this one here. So it says here. It says here now that PQR is the parallelogram. PQR squared, PQR is the parallelogram. SR equals to XT. SR equals to ST. So with this line, this tells us that XR equals to XT. These two are equal. Okay. And angle P is 120. Angle P is 120. So this here is 120 degrees. Okay. Okay. If angle X equals to 4x, if angle X2 is equal to 4x, calculate the value of X. Okay. Look at that again. PQRS is a parallelogram. PQRS is a parallelogram. PQRS is a parallelogram. The whole thing is a what? The whole thing is a trapezium. PQRT is a trapezium. PQST is a trapezium, but PQRX, so this is the parallelogram part. We already said the parallelogram must be that two sides are parallel and equal. So PX equals to QR, and then PQ equals to SR. So they are equal and parallel. So this is the parallelogram part. This here is the parallelogram part. Okay. Now, angle P is 120 degree. Okay. Now, if X2 is 4x, if X2 is 4x, okay, calculate the value of X. So how are you going to do that? So where do we start from? SR equals to XT. XR equals to XT. What does that tell us? That means this is a isosceles triangle. This is an isosceles triangle, whereby R2 equals to angle T. The base angle are equal. Angle opposite equal sides are equal. Angles opposite equal sides. This angle these two sides are equal. So angles opposite equal sides are equal. So angle RT, R2 equals to angle T. Okay. So now, and we are told that what? Angle S2 is what? 4x. So what will be our R2 and S and T? What will be our R2? What will be our T? If S2 is what? 4x. So that means these two combined, our R2 and T will give us what? 180 minus what? 4x. Because the interior angle of a triangle is what? 180. So x2, R2 and T must be 180. So 4R plus R2 plus, yes, and that question is here. Hi, my name is Santuria. I'm new. Can you please send me this document where to get it all? Oh, okay. 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 Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I will see to that, guys. So now, okay, I'll see how to get you the document, how to get documents across to you. Okay, but can you send me your email there? Anyway, you can send me your email and I can send it to you because these are NSC questions. These are NSC questions, they are not kept. So remember, you are doing kept. So these are NSC questions. So NSC questions are more technical than kept question. NSC means what? National what is this? NSC. So even from caps. Okay. So anyways, I'm going to send it to you. All right. So let's just pay attention. Okay. Can I take this down quickly? Okay. Sorry about that. Let me take this down quickly. Okay. I'm going to take down my number and then you can WhatsApp me. Then I can give it to you. Take down my number. My number is 074 so that I can go on. That will go faster. 074-500-2756. 074-500-2756 is my number. And then you can contact after now. It's 074-500-2756. Okay. Okay, let's carry on for now. So let's carry on for now. So now, if x2, so if x equals to 4x, if x equals to 4x, so this here will be 180. So these two combined be 180 minus 4x. So, and then if you divide that by 2, we'll have what? If you divide 180 minus 4x by 2, then we'll get 90 minus 2x. You get what? 90 minus 2x. Again, there is 4x. 1, 2, 3 must give us 180. So these two, we are going to be sharing 180 minus 4x. So for each of the angles now, because they must be equal, we're going to have 180 minus 4x divided by 2. So 180 minus 4x divided by 2 give you 90 minus 2x. 90 minus 2x. Basically, here will be 90 minus 2x. Okay, here will be 90 minus 2x. So our R2 basically is 90 minus 2x. Our T is also 90 minus 2x. So if R2 is 90 minus 2x, say if R2 is 90 minus 2x, what is R1? What is R1? Okay, what is R1? If R2 is 180 minus 2x, and then remember R2 is what? Exterior angle of this quadrilateral. So exterior angle of the quadrilateral equals to what? Opposite interior angle. You understand now? Exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is equals to opposite interior angle. Okay, anyways, let's carry on with this. So this here is what? 90 minus 2x. So what is the balance of this here? So what will be the balance of this here? So the balance of this here will now be 180. Remember, R1 plus R2 must give you 180. So 180 minus 90 minus 2x will give you 90. 180 minus 90 minus 2x. That will give you 90 plus 2x. Okay. That gives you 90 plus 2x. And then with this, so if you have this one now, so these two angles, then with these two angles now, we can be able to calculate the value of your P. So let's see how that works out quickly before our time runs out. Okay. So R1 equals to 120, R2 is 60, and T is 60, and angle X is 60. So if R1 is 60, if our P is 120, and then our Q will be, if our P is 120, then here will be 60. Why? Because these two angles are, this line parallel to this line, and we say they are co-interior. They are co-interior. So co-interior angles are supplementary. So this angle here and this here are co-interior because PS equals to is parallel to QR. So these two are co-interior. So because they are co-interior, so this it is 120, cube your 60. So then you can now equate your 60 to what? You can equate your 60 to your angle here because this line is parallel to this line. So this angle Q and angle R2 are corresponding. So you can say angle 60 equals to 90 minus 2x, which we had here. So, and then if you solve that, if angle what? 60 equals to 90 minus 2x. So when you solve that, move your 60 to the other side and move your 2x to the other side. So 90 minus 6 will be 30, and then divided by 2 will be 15. So our x will be 15 degrees. Okay, we're going to find that our x is 15 degrees. All right, guys. So, and then the last question for today. Okay, we went over this yesterday, and the last question, when we stopped yesterday, we stopped by the last question, this very question, question 4. Okay, we're by question 4. In the diagram below, BDFE is a rectangle with BD 55 millimeters, 55 meters, AD is 475 meters, and BC is 800 meters. The angle of elevation from B to C is 22 degrees. So this is 22 degrees. Okay, calculate the angle A. What do you do angle A? How do you find your angle A? So we're going to find your angle A by using what? These two sides. Use these two sides to find your angle A. Angle A here will be opposite, it will be adjacent. Opposite adjacent will be tan. So you say tan A equals to opposite 155 over adjacent 457. So from there you find your tan A. From there you find your A. So we find A equals to tan inverse of the tan inverse, meaning shift tan. You press shift tan of what? 155 over 475. That gives you value of your A. Do you understand? Again, calculate the value of A. That's our angle A. So from here now, you can see here is opposite. If there's your angle A, there'll be opposite, there'll be adjacent, there'll be tan. So opposite over adjacent is tan, and then you find your tan equals to opposite over adjacent. So tan A equals to 155 over 475. Then A equals to the tan inverse of that. I hope you all get that. So find CF. How do you find CF? How do you find side CF? How do you find this length CF? So how do you get length CF? So you can get length CF because this is what this angle is giving. So try to find length CE. Try to use this angle and this 800 to find length CE. And once you have length CE, then because here is 155, here will also be 155. So how do you find length CE now? So this is your angle given. There's the opposite, here's the hypotenuse. Opposite, hypotenuse. Opposite, hypotenuse. So all hypotenuse is what? Sine. So sine what? 22 equals to opposite CE over hypotenuse 800. Okay. So from there, find your CE. Once you get your CE, then you can now add your CE to EF, and then that gives you the value of what? CF. Do you understand, guys? Do you understand? Hope you understand that. And then the last question here. The last question here says, without use of calculator, calculate the value of sine squared 45 minus cos 60 minus plus 10 times cos 10. So sine squared 45 means what? Sine 45 all squared. You get sine 45, then you square it. So sine 45 from our special angles. Remember with these special angles, you see sine 45 is 1 over root 2. Sine 45 is 1 over root 2. Again, sine 45 is 1 over root 2. So when you square 1 over root 2, you get what? 1 over 2. So here you get 1 over 2. Minus cos 60. Cos 60 is also what? Half. Sine 30 is half, cos 60 is half. So here is 1 over 2 minus 1 over 2. That gives you 0. Okay. And then tan 1. Cot 1 means what? Cot means 1 over the inverse of tan. Cot equals to 1 over tan. We said this. That we have the sec. Sec is 1 over cos. We have the cot. We have the cosec. Cosec is 1 over sine. And we have the cot. Cot is 1 over tan. So this is basically 1 over tan was 10. So 1 over tan 10. So tan 10 at the bottom, we cancel the tan 10 here. So you are going to have a 1. So there will give us 0, here will give us 1. The 0 plus 1 will give us 1. So the whole answer here becomes 1. You understand that, guys? So again, you can take down my number and then you can contact me after now. So thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of your day.